Peace 104.3 year twa ye Jumedian Sumidi Kanka say Anope Director General Ghana Health Service Dr. Patrick Kuma Abwaji Ewaha Masanswaka say Mashe Bedweni Ujina Homa Efija Kwabre North was Sansu a member of the Health Committee of Parliament in Ghana. Collins Adomako Mensa Ewaha Yesheni Muse Professor Joseph Osafo Head of Psychology Department University of Ghana Legon Ebebabe Kaya na Yedin Komo Anope. COVID is real. COVID hasn't gone anywhere. Weekend in Yati about near see a friend a Delta variant. Na and pay for Mama Chima Kwaba no pay.
Yeah, Kwame.
Me da cinema da gen so. Doc, we dey we feel street in Yaba no. I am Shishia na say you have it covered. Delta variant. Yeah, it can buy na you pese di school no betu dwa but chain abi say Achimoto school. Mpacho it is saying.
That's it. Say Delta variant no. And fan say nya Achimotanko.
Okay.
Delta variant no. So far in him say about 98 countries in the world. And
98 countries.
98 countries. That is almost yes, genomic sequencing who say be or and as a bini hono. To me sure say there are many countries cry or mukromunim. Be April, how baby, near bear 6 cases or travelers. But of course, some they identify a mona, isolated man to so many negative job. Na be Yawada last week, and I'm found a job 9:30 p.m. now. Minya call free, no Gucci lab say sequencing your munyano. Omohunu Delta, Kakraum.
I see.
Subsequently, now other reports and so on. Once a sequencing, across the country, apart from airport for no, just samples from the various labs across the country.
Yeah.
Now, at random, you have to test to see what's happening. ABS, Tamale, Ashanti region, every country, almost all regions, we pick samples there, including the private labs. Into any who say, I'd establish it, said now there is Delta in the community. Internet channel panel, announcement Friday, say,
na ebana saying, it's an say, yen more Germany send ye tier no, ye can't and must say, Delta ye airport, but in ni community no.
Yes.
Na nipa na de buy no, they've been isolated, and as a compulsory quarantine. Inti ebana saying.
Kwame da CP, say, pass a church side. Yeah, test or sample on a test will be to do the sampling to see what is coming in. By your community base, at the time, and now can see a 6 airport. No community testing. You who be why Alpha name, which is a friend saying UK variant. I'm saying book really didn't come. They didn't feel this stigmatization.
Yeah,
I sent into Alpha Beta. The Gamma and Delta. That is what it was. Na Osha Yariana is Subaina. And I'm saying incubation period about 2 to 14 days. Say Obikute be crying at the time of Bill Airport or a negative. Untimi. Like them are damn about me. Say airport there no. Osha policy na limiting importation. I can say we are eliminating importation. And now, despite all that, other countries now come because of the nature of Sahara, now show up. So
yeah,
and we were doing all that because in him say you can have any variant in the country, even if you don't pick at the airport. Now we continue to do that testing until since April and our tests are revealed say it be. So far, like we have some in Accra and then some centers in Ashanti region. So I identify people.
Delta is because of a very high transmission rate. Sanity.
And they are very highly transmissible. Sanity.
Inti young war panier nibi. Ya back when you are at risk.
Yeah. Say Kwame, vaccine be anywhere, 100% protection.
Yeah.
There are people who have had other vaccines, very, very high percentage cover, but they've had the good thing I say unya why you vaccinated say yeah born who buying from severe disease and economy.
Okay.
Born who buying from death into maybe a be mild symptoms now because we are protected. Until that one is there. And our vaccines so far it's me Delta virus, Delta variant, in that, as far as in that instance go. But like I'm saying, vaccine be no protect anybody
100%.
Until that's what it is. Now the most important thing is saying Nina no a quite this who quite back up. So be show mask. Obey your social distancing. About now be avoid the crowd. Say a delta, say a alpha, say a gamma. We use this other way. That's will be nya. That's will be a timber who by now found come the next person. Because say beta no, that is the South African one. And so into me and spread it. Because they say the dominant variant of Ghana is still the alpha, which is the one from
the UK.
Discovered in the UK. And Delta is not the variant, but a variant of a friend, the variant of concern. Into the idea we need to raise the alert. Sebeya and Crawford share protocols Sebeya. The other thing that we need to do more is to do more vaccination, just so that we can protect the transmission from one person to another.
In the last 3 weeks, quite an increase in cases at Abba. Now, what is the cost? It's only say a bit of yentiasi. Again, costs are the air cost rate.
Kwame Dasipi, near a person will be at Chassis and say, sir, increase now about from 4 clusters. Say a cluster spreader. Yeah, na and how senior. Baby, baby.
Okay.
There are 4 areas. We have a mine. Our Musunya outbreak. Achimotankwa so far has produced about 135 positive cases.
Only Achimoto School. 135 positive cases.
And we are still waiting. 834 people have been tested. In Saka 500. But I'm sure I'm in free studio. Not the last batch results. Abba. Obviously, I don't know bit increasing. We have had some hospitals outbreak where the staff have been infected. We say most of who you know say will be bound on the babia. We have 2 hospitals so some spikes. And like me kind of Chimota, and then some another company. So these are the 4 areas that has given us all the numbers. Still many regions are not reporting cases. We have a few 1, 2, 3, 10 here and there, Eastern region Kakra. But basically, the cause of that is that in 2016, you call about 1,700. They are dropped to about 1,500 something.
Yeah.
Because most of them have recovered. Achimota has at number 86 now recovered. We have only 46 active cases. Obviously, if the new results come, if there are any positives, the numbers will go up. But that's how we do it until we bring the whole outbreak under control. You don't get any case. Just like we had in Akosombo International, where we had about 80 plus positive. Because once you hit a community like that, a school setting,
it will spread easily.
Spread very easily.
Yeah, sure. My bulletin, Ghana Health Service, my bulletin board, confirmed cases here, 96,317. New cases here, 151. Recovered cases, 93,948. Active cases, 1,573. Almost 800, 796. Now, with this variant, I'll say, they say monum ni ene mo kasa say nti ni medwuma no nti e bia na panic kakra ba ayim hihye ne ade should we be afraid ye mohu ye nsuru say asamato yen
yes say also bia eda no ho so kire say yes ni aba no or spread very fast nti no I will say any kwan say ye ship ni adwane na mum I'll say a boy who buy, I'll say a mask, I'll say avoid the crowd, I'll say social distancing, and no any idea. I'll say a continuous say, senior other variants, abemono. Sana others eventually will come because I don't think say other countries they were asleep or not say they were also inactive.
Yeah,
because of the way the nature of the virus. And the thing I said, unfortunately, you don't need any extra or special protection because it's Delta.
Okay.
And only idea, but yes, a idea also be this is the time also a bomb and say protocols, you better respect, even if you are vaccinated, because the number of vaccinations, the proportion of people vaccinated, one dose, yes, about 5% of the people who are supposed to be vaccinated. And when you do the second dose now, you don't go anywhere near. So we need to be more careful whilst we continue to look for vaccines to vaccinate our people.
Dr. Patrick Kumar Abuaji, Director General Ghana Health Service, Anopay, and Yeneno Echiche in Como. Studio Numuso Anopay, Opinion be a friend of Collins, Adomako Mensa, or ye Mrashe Bedreni, Emma Efijakwa Bre North, or Sanso, a member of the Health Committee in Ghana. Obey, I just say,
I'm the chairman.
Near earthquake COVID-19, Mona Mom Rashe Bedrim, was so a Udi Domwenim as an MP. It was saying because me in calls constituency, but meet me a similar worker say mask and show constituency, papa.
Chairman,
Can't you say me boy? Dog, see a crap, and no.
Na Accra,
na e bibi ho.
Chairman, me knew what you need. Me knew what you need. Na you be chair doctor.
Yeah.
And then my first time.
Yes, actually. In fact, Kwaba.
Unfortunately for me, at the Delta, they share me.
That is when your airlines, COVID outside.
But I mean, they say Dr. Kumawaha.
Yes.
You share a couple of times.
Okay.
On the health committee, I'll be briefing on a few of the things. But your line of questioning and answers, no, all man. Kwame, scary kaka. Scary kaka. Said you can say we need to spread it even faster.
Yeah.
Than the Alpha 9 anymore. You can imagine so your parents now about Matchmaker school now when your course saying 130 something and ya COVID
panic
Delta. You can imagine the panic beba. Kwame, you know, Udika no credit constituency. I mean Tinaha me cast some wasabi and credit. I go there and I'm who say quite a number of them no and share the nose mask.
Yeah.
Because na ebimu feel say baby I drew no yare no credit hobby. You know, because in the community, no one to say will be with COVID.
Yeah.
It's and yet too obvious to the person than say will be a work craft, say it's a work craft. And to come, I get your point. It's true.
Yeah.
Now the echo in actually say, you see who said we have to step up. Measures be sabi Dr. Kumamone in Peninfono. And I have to commend them. Since March, I did by Kwame share figures, nene the cost around the world. We've been able to manage the situation quite well.
Yeah.
Of course, it's not the me, but I see a bomber basso, more media for campaign my year over this particular issue. No, yeah. But the air cost is here and there. It's becoming very clear. Say, I see na yada so na the protocols na omodiaban. You be super. It's quite scary. It's quite scary.
But I think Tina, you perceive who then and Sunny who said, yeah, no, Nintia make our constituency, you know, say weekend make a Kofodia, a Kokrokoo. Wow, share mask now. I said, oh no, where one will be, and I said, oh, your papa. What do we want to see? I didn't.
Kwame, I don't know, say, if you're Dr. Belboya, it's a very difficult question, Kwame, and difficult for me to answer because the attitude of the people, sometimes, said the okay, you could see the number of people, social distancing, broken, you know, almost marks, no crap, so that's Kwame, a challenge. You know, Abambe, na family. The best Abai can do is to help provide protocols, provide some logistics between the abo. But it also is incumbent on us, the individuals. Protocols no be abano. Kwame any protocol say be din biasa show max. Oko baby now feel saying you're too important. Don't go. But
MP, when you say mask is no heading pa, especially me until me start to share mask. Let me say Dr. Fobresa. Say as far as you're concerned, that's the special mask. No, now also be share mask. See, and it is a hospital. It be a theater. No one say doctor be a PA. Or more than now, home be sent home. Where doc more than na nature heading, and part of everyday life. And when you near do baby, all form of habits are into heading. And I'm say be a young who say nipa ugu who be brino. Minim say vaccines no so kakrani enyan because I didn't use sakra. But kakrani enyan and I'm matrim de bia bana.
Well, me too sure. I can't me too sure of say a chimude. I think it's the attitude. It's the attitude of the person, independent attitude. Vaccine, but unfortunately for me, there, 2 doses.
Meeting Kramisuma women, but me Kramisro.
My 2 doses.
My 2 Kramisro, and no payment as a meteor, me a canamia machine.
Dr. Betche, the kind of struggle are buying echo through to get the.
We'll come to that,
the vaccines in town. I know, say the Parliament or China, there's a discussion, the facility be to help procure a lot of the vaccines. Even Sikano Hokran, how to get the vaccines, no crash, another issue.
Yeah, another issue.
But Kwame, this discussion. This should be part of the daily discussions.
Oh, yeah, dear Tayo, Doc, say.
Oh yes.
Me sure say radio station call Ghana han I cry bit me I number 1. Original telephone not to studio. Yeah, more than a year.
Chairman, I say Damasi. I think say the more I can one semono. Nema amanfo ehunu say baby aye drone. Alpha no cry the European phantom channel. Say yes Delta. And you can spread it faster.
Yeah.
And you can imagine, say, the okay, what's this? Say, lack, they say, I community based. And now, who you should wear be? Say, a baby at a particular, and you said them. That is our advantage now. We are able to contain it for now, Kakra. But say, the okay, if a one school, 135, 80 million, you can imagine, I'm at some more all the staff, so that we ensure, say, at least, to be contained within the student. I was reading it from the graphic. And that's a good point. Your umpire say result never no a little bit favorable. But Kwame, the whole kind of correct. Say who say I don't know. You step up your effort, your protocol adherence, you step it up. Best media for us so every day we are saying yeah way if you can spend some time na mo muscle so there be a man for be a better say I didn't that's all.
Yeah.
Na yen hwe ye lose your guard. In the
meantime, answer you better to know you yanting say a jar ato baby or Makola Hong Kong market. Close to the new mall. Ghana National Fire Service, yes, from Samuti, yes, there's a fire outbreak. A JB ato Makola Hong Kong market at a ben new mall. No, fire service for yes, Mohem. Doc, Achimatu school, Yebetum. Is that part of the advice?
There be I say we are containment in our protocols. Isolate all those positive, and our contacts will be quarantined until their results are in. And so far, those started about 2-3 weeks ago.
Okay.
When it started, and we isolated those who are positive, quarantine contacts with results, but now negative. Go back to regular work in the school. And day 4 day 4 was not because we feel that they are contact, but we are looking at more of a strategic testing to see say and nam say school. Currently there are about 500 of them who are commuting daily to and from school. And
that's a lot.
Yes, there's an outbreak there. But the basic community never school. And we wanted to get some status report about them. So far, I think we've done nearly 500 of them have been done. Because Saturday, I'm about a test. And it's a results in a bar. Those who are positive will be isolated and managed until they are negative. Those who are negative are near contacts. They can go about the regular work. Yes, we are not creating any special protocol because of that, but we are just making sure we stick to the protocol. But we are being more cautious. We're going to be able to end, now you are making sure subsequently, nkrofo ahye omo protocols so much mukana we a day student from a fie to school nyina social mask yes say udru school gate na show mask udru ko pona udru school gate no way oban so ababi amobi dining hall classroom everywhere fortunately classroom dey omo some compound mu honey adad no na any school na can say no only that school all schools no we are making sure say protocols not adhered to because school is a class is a group they are easy to spread if you lose guard.
Go back to airport, Doc. I didn't know Yanko to the end to be a baby gonna be on compulsory quarantine. I didn't. Can we go back to that?
Kwame, I had discussions now. Share nipa bear 3,000 about every day. Bear 1,800 people flying to the country now. Oh, quarantine hotel.
I understand logistics challenge.
But I think said the two who say before saw bebano. Oh yeah, test so we are negative 72 hours and son about. And nipa be draw me positive no omba. Ghana for bro ho a test so 2 kwan o test no I positive no aka. Ontimi nkobio. Ya tia so na be drew house na test no I positive. Then see US in change. Anything like I say limitation of the imputation. Yeah limit the chance say obi a positive room but yeah you know I think say share senior other countries near neighbors no go through now, which means our policy has really the strategy has really saved us.
Wouldn't Papa be a friend of Professor Rance, for example?
Yes, Minister.
I'll say Patrick Kumabwaji is my friend. I tried to reach him several times about this particular matter, but I was told his number doesn't exist. So tell him, I said, if he has a number that exists, he should let me know. But to the substantive issue, I'll say, please tell Dr. Kumabwaji to visit that tiny thin arrival lounge from the plane to the place where those arriving are asked to pay for their COVID vaccines or show evidence of making payment online. Kwame, it's a disaster. I was there yesterday, Ethiopian Airlines ET921 to Accra. No social distancing, and there was a stampede at the area. I asked the bank and airport officials about this and the possibility of further spreading the virus. They had no answers. The tiny place is so warm that nearly everyone is forced to remove their nose masks. Dr. Kumabwaji must not only do radio, he should go aboard a plane and arrive via the lounge for economy passengers entering Ghana and to observe what is going on. I think we must be really serious with this COVID issue. My regards to your panel. Ransford Jampo.
I'm say I buy attention once in a while. There are times there's some class, but we have a protocol. The disembarkment must be done in batches.
In batches.
And sometimes some follow that criteria and then panel rush. But my draw for my baby will be agent. But we are saying say be this cabin bar. I hold you you release the next bar. But unfortunately, na trebi nipa no difficult to control them. Oma Russia ba na fe agini pensen, but I'm sure the best near airport authority best I can want them say. Omo modern say the security to ensure say the disembarkment is done in batches so that you need to be a nipa trend no be AC at the same time as if senior. Yeah, and I think it's part of our protocol. It will reinforce that.
But the question is, are they observing the protocol? Because it's part of the protocol. But as to whether officials now,
we had a few breaches. There are times it's working well. I've had pictures not just from so we keep on reminding them, say the security and the protocol officers should ensure, say that, and especially the airline is in asked to ensure, say they are only disembarked in groups. If you are this cabin bar, so tia, then I say, okay, be more mra. Sani or say, and you say, you see, I know be a Demika. Unfortunately, Ghana so plain is no be a person Demika form.
You don't answer.
I think okay. I think it has to do with enforcement. You got me say health committee. Yeah, by airports. Dr. Kumabwaji and a lady. Us around and we not protocols no one we really were happy with the protocol arrangement. You know this report now Professor Jampo can just say it's just about enforcement. It's the best said the doc can making sure say airport authorities no be ensure.
But yeah, okay, brings me to something pentimamento. Is it not because no when you say more banting if you and pepper person here if you mukwa
Okay,
now,
but
I come back to
you do one idea. The truth is they do one. There were no passengers coming.
Not passengers.
Kakao, but not
no problem.
No more, sir. But the Americans say you could see the demarcations, no. HSA wage now. So there were some protocol arrangement. This report should not come. It shows enforcement na issue. Instead the doctor can maybe you should appeal to airport for no say this are reporter out.
And the airlines
they should just enforce it.
Airlines ensure they only disembark in group.
In batches,
open the gates will be in form. As now become difficult to control.
Professor Joseph Osafo, head of psychology department, University of Ghana, Legon. Mekwa could be signed, but answer Mekono. Remember back to Dr. Kuma Boaji. Just one more question, and then Yabeko Akuti Professor. Now, Anopeya Sisi Ameye a military fire service for Adrian a dream be a friend Makola Hong Kong market Eja Atohon, and I'm Adrian Epsamba markets. What could you say? And I say, would do any of market be able to say?
Oh, my office club and jump party.
Would you window number? What do you what do you see?
Yes. The Nipa our hobby.
Yeah.
But like we say, ventilation is an important safety mechanism.
Okay.
And that is why we try to encourage everything in there. So most of our assessment has shown, say, in open spaces, transmission is significantly reduced. And those are the issues that I think that we have, and we continue engaging them. I think very soon there may be some cleaning, disinfection there may be some disinfection of market as well as this, and just to keep on the same system that has worked for us for the past 1 year, and because of the open spaces that are in there, that creates a lot of protection.
One more area. Omomode efiama no neighbor no. Ye was yenyina ya to say they be the fake fake PCR results. Nancy Dubai omako chinkrofobia mu fi UK ekopie ho. Do we have any guarantees our port of entry? Say krata no de chiro no ye no kre. And I say
yeah, we scrutinize it. They say we brought in something called Panabios, which is the indicator say we be able to do some market to see this is coming from an authenticated source. For now, not every lab, not every country participating, but most of the West African countries are participating. That's one shield. But we also, the airlines are supposed to check. Of course, they will not be able to see whether it's fake or not. And so the safety mechanism is at that stage we will do a test on arrival, and so that still limits the thing. It's a very difficult area to look at, but we'll continue to see how we can improve the system to ensure that people don't come in with a fake negative results. And so the fact that we test them on arrival,
yes, it
provides some protection for us. But unfortunately, because of the nature of the virus, the first way negative, it may truly be negative.
Yeah.
At the time we were doing the PCR before embarkment, but then become positive on arrival because of the nature
of the virus.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yare ba kon ni din bebrebe alpha beta delta why just say basa.
The virus they need to
basa we the mutation I'm not sure. And I sign normally.
Normally, we say flu on babu, shombo flu jabs crano.
Yeah.
I feel we are so much on some because they're new mutants. You need to probably vary your vaccine to tackle them. Okay, I said maybe 4 or 5 years ago. But could be a sea outbreak of flu be a sea or Europe and America. Then not from cry. By the same virus, there have been some new mutants that created problems for them. So
there's a virus named or
no, say he wants to survive.
No survive ya kwede. No surviving as
or mutated to be more evasive and be more efficient.
Prof.
See,
Machi akwaba.
Mejo so na mpum.
Na me ho. Ye pem so enterprise. Ye guso. Baby Abedrunye, Dr. Patrick Kuma Boaji, and Collins Aduma Commenta, MP Fija Kwabre North Ewahanopena. Achimota di COVID-19 Delta variant Yabeya. Eja hon komo edi. Minim se wonhwehwe mu ati sen then na obetimi di aboa yen komo ya no pay.
Yo, michia miniano. Ene etifu nyina.
Ya Joso.
Amese kwame sa yare die me pesa meeting nsem bia. Be wan ye na yedi hon komo na ya na metaka sa nsem na mbese meeting. Na area akaka ye ho ewo ene mabi ho. And the fight against COVID.
Okay.
The kind make a video so over and over. Say COVID-19 only 9. The 9 we used to na ye. So COVID rides on our own behaviors and our attitudes. The 9 the mobility ni na no e nipa. Nature say break the chain and the attitudes are and ma COVID yinya nine na say yinya ehun ahomeka kakra me can say buy from you can say so we hwa na ye vaccine but kwame obi a wenya yare no no ohia vaccine ohia a cure and you can say beyond the vaccine say benya vaccine ye dia wo mo a wo munya bi a ebebo mo ho ban no ye hia a cure. Now you can say the first cure globally. And now any scientists and researchers say ma aye adwuma no the behavioral cure. And when I say suban ne behaviors be a ma yare ne nya baby tena no hide no. Ebi gu nyina. Ebi and say you can say social distance, you observe it. You can say you share mask. You can say yahoro yensa the account nyina say it means an maybe breaky sa virus ye ne mobility na they are or they changing from one place to be breaking and the no yitimu bio na can say sa statement no is still valid and say sign say COVID-19 no ye 9 ye nipadua ye suban ne ye attitudes and no nam so e dey na djuma
yeah.
Kwame the tia being person meeting also and say maybe can program is say COVID-19 ne ntokwa ye ne koye ne ekono it will challenge the culture of maintenance in Ghana. Now on say ya net aka say Ghana bibi e start ade bia ebe so gidi firefighting approach. Say
open your kumbe kan hwete sam neko
say buslim fighting bi
ansana memoir busli fighting Dr. Kuma Boaji and Chebi have another appointment. Person be send me just one more question now or wrap up and snow. If you back to you, Prof. Forgive me, say me chat one or so. Doc, obisi me misal say omo here vaccination or ministries on the 10th of March. Up to now when second shot. Even though I catch you say second shot no 5th May bafo bunsu in a way bam. Nintia me suso bafo bunsu say now me question can baby sa no has to do with vaccines. What's that situation? It is saying DNA people are back for bones. What's the hope for them?
Kwame da CP say plans no global challenge no affect you especially India for them.
Yeah.
Inti ni da so mabaye minim say enche bia there through the global facility no ebi beba minim say omo free tent e ko no ebi asate e due. But the assurance my mom say there very good evidence say in one shot to protect you for about 6 months.
Yeah.
And you know, we are working hard. Better America for us so much kakra. And you know, hopefully no, it start very soon. A bomb not just for the second dose, but also like maybe American most important and say munya ba kokra no. But the answer say yes, our strategic approach of segmentation say protect the vulnerable and a hotspot no. And I'm say hotspot no how they say a chance say no they are no free. Say a che. Nti timi containing a cra ni Kumasi no. protecting a power because we the rest of West Africa now. Near corner, and yet, we're going to continue the same strategic approach. Now that in saying to me, yeah, vaccination should send a near pen. You hope to say be a free by August corner. Now, Ebia, now, Oma, my vaccine and bomb, we are mobile in Avia, Fernanda Cano. Book the scar with me, Aquacutubi, and she, I dare about Kwame, and Messiah can protocol, and a profile cano. And I'm okay, and yeah, we say protocol, wear mask in easy, a behavior change.
Yeah.
Edding. So be a bono. I just said, many people say, I didn't cock a sip, I want to be a mask.
Yeah. No one
because of a free bit low risk perception. If you say, oh, baby, a high dear, okay. A person who say, Obia and you're safe. Obia and you're safe. Maybe I will cry out for say, we are safe. Maybe only be a well, and I dare you be. Maybe I offer beer, and as I want to be a you couldn't. Maybe I'll cry out for coin and cry winning. The best. Say, despite all that, Obia and share mask. And share mask, no only social distancing, yeah, provided that in Sebaya, say a delta, say another one,
a danger.
A baby biana, a dear back. I'm saying, maybe I may show a bit to me, because you call Asia now, and I'm almost SARS near that so many, and Necro Cono. I'm not sure mask. Of course, Singapore, I'm sure mask. We call China, baby, for because of pollution, yeah, that you know. A bear crano, a bear means to say I'm a two, say, maybe I'm a two, and I'm master. I see there's something wrong with me. Oh, I think it's a bear can a bear in nature, by boy. Pa say a bear cantino, mask in the boy, a boy pa, because into me, and yen many ideally a bear no name mask, dear, a shower, a bow mode. The best say, Yamu say, you be full of protocols. No, and easy. We never say easy, be our boy. And easy. And so, I will say me and just for our own sake, no, before other people, you know. Now, yeah, she not, say a delta ban. Now, ever boy, say alpha buy, no, who's but say a share mask, yeah, cut transmission, ain't me move from one person to another.
Dr. Patrick Kuma Abuaji, Director General Ghana Health Service, Nanki Pese or chance kakra nemo mejane jumes edoso. Inti wenye hwada je kakra. Doc ye beda si that se ni bibi e be sam very ho. Ko udi ye hian papa. If I ye hian to say vaccine e bi. But doc, iti ya bo 2 no. No question say about booster. You know, say Europe say some booster. Just for the winter because when you say the winter season, no. Yeah. But me sure say vaccine be no. We here booster once in a while. Afena, we are still continuing to study how long even your second dose will protect you for. And how long it protects you. And I bet you say as the researchers come up, we'll see say is it every year that you need a booster, every 2 years that you need a booster. I think it's to come senior. If it's a tetanus, any other vaccines, no, you hear booster, no. And yellow fever, say born every 10 years, but who says say Boba enough for the rest of your life. So those are the studies that are going on. I'm sure say by the time it will be a bad December, and where second dose for how long they are protected for. There are studies going on to ensure say we'll see whether we need a booster, and if you need a when, time when I'll be here, a booster. Okay. Doc, I appreciate your time as always. Yeah, that's Yanope. Dr. Patrick Kuma Abuaji, Director General Ghana Health Service. He has other appointments to attend to. Unfortunately, he has to leave. No home for so anope bibre, but you better not say so. Prof, back to you now. We'll come about fire service or firefighting approach and the kung fu tactics.
Kung fu tactics. Coming out of Chinese movie.
One you know,
the fight against COVID-19, no, I be challenge the culture of maintenance. I make a maintenance. Maybe some say we start at DB. Now, one free home.
Yeah.
Or more than I say, we are committed. Said you was starting on one antimu up to the end. That's what they call maintenance. So, if you say when your attitude be, now attitude no. Oh, Nantimu mana abaye a part and parcel of you. they can say a better challenge yampa if we say yankophobia say adi bana ehun edi achia yeah boy just yeah did boy or say boy or boy yeah but who an say e kofem and in time can say a better challenge and say some virus ne undulating nature no e won na say oh e fedie yensaka no pagya no if you say various strains mutations are what are cause no the various strains are na ho den ensene enkane strains no enti na madwene was our partner so say ya yankrofo I bet to me I walk it through a particular attitude for a long time I dey challenge come we no free mesa kan ha say vaccine dey ehia pa na mo vaccine no there's going to be some geopolitical issues on the vaccine distribution. Okay, as I can say baby, Amaya who so they say China, Brazil, India, because at the time, no, they say we have Brazil. I say they have recorded the highest death than any other country. And you know, we can say those areas now go for a wound also. No, say you have vaccine now, you are going to have distribution be flow in certain direction now. A more ancient than those me no. And you start to say, we have had a little over 1 million doses. And no
you'll be an Indian preno.
A year more, second dose until I say 1 million. But so can you party anchor? Maybe a half. And I am on the second dose.
Yeah, in your second dose, here less than 400,000.
That's the point. And look at Ghana, if you're looking at about 30 million or a little bit over 30 million, not just a young cockra.
Debbie.
And to not just say, what is needed now, no vaccine here can be as I say DH. Now, said here, doc can say DH, no. Say what spew out the challenge, say, easy. Say, Benya, don't be brave, not just a comment. We have to come back to our behavioral, kind of say,
lifestyle.
No, use where to be because of behavioral medicine, behavioral cure. And I say, no, I'll say, you won't for now. If you say, yes, young can vaccines ni na answer. The way people do here, embo panebia. Na yebenya another strain a very contagious Delta. Not just say shekakra. Na I will say yema yeni ekosopa say ebehe hu yi say de ni ye na ijato ho no yebesa epeje bi. Na kwam yenum no ana me kan say some virus ne kono. O kan nyina bomu a enema mienu pe. The kind of our personal attitudes. So they make management. The management is more at the governing political level. And various leadership levels. Membobi, sorry. Politicians. Schools. Now, many NCOC schools. So if you say you take cases in some of the schools. Achimota, for example. Come say, of some of the schools Nibia. I say. A beer na yes answer net, but a beer ye can't say be in a bit me a dear and a boy on by. A beer na we no coffee mono. Some schools, especially in secondary schools, the beer and the binum, if you as to say, they are restoring entertainment, assembling, sports, a beer. Now, say money, a beer and some schools, no. Now, if you say, more easy and can't, a beer now we need coffee mono, which is not bad. I just say, and I will say, yeah. Say, who is now? After all, I mean, how long can we be wearing masks and be breaking our social distance away, keeping social distance away from each other? And say, who say, air coffee mono, now who easy, and Yaman, no, one me, other ho. And the schools now, come more, if you say easy restrictions on beer sports. Entertainment, assembling, and any activities in secondary school that they create congregationalism. No, a man for groups. A watching kuching kuno. I was some money a bathroom. If we say if you say spread amongst them, come don't forget they are about to write their exams. In some of the schools, no, on my year on mocks every. Until between now and October, not just saying to be almost started was and it's a idea if you say a Santia to say I was going to school. In fact, I'm more afraid of a home. Now, maybe I sit as a clinician and a psychologist, you can imagine what I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
Say, I'm afraid, and to me, I'm trying exams. Now, I'm trying. And the another challenge, me, and you'll be able. I'm afraid, am I depressed? Am I anxious? They are beginning to think about killing themselves. We're already dealing with that challenge.
Yeah, I was say a boss who can
yes, we are dealing with that challenge. And I'm a control exams. Now, there's a fear. Say, Delta is spread it. And I will say, schools, maybe I say, restore confidence in the children. Say, oh, Munyabo Tre, Obia, if you are the mask. Say, if you say, who say, oh, yeah, science be a catch a yentem. Now, I'm fan Sane, so who say, back, who say, I can't smell. Me bo hank tenkete me humi so and all the other symptoms na ntamwa now I'm catching a house master if he says I can't win a can be in a case here now spread the part final year for our school no they are going to have a big challenge in preparing for the exams because over quarantine the brain one I say audition there no quarantine and don't forget quarantine ankasa one and no one challenge feel said something is wrong with you coming the psychology of being infected in your final year alone. And also at the fulfro. The man because we say obey we na obey apply say obey university no na usro se bia when twa no nya university agonso na che say e become mental health issues among the man. And the kwame say management na dey and many ye aban ensan shemokina pa send your fellow Ghanaians be a best baby you anchor pay. Send your boy. Now Ubia, I don't know fellow Ghanaians and back. Now all strata of leadership no be at nase. Te Jumaye for sorry, schools paying for market leaders or various marketplaces no be at nase abusian for ade no said ye be die e be hadwen. Na kwame we no free hono ade ba konso a meka ho asem behavioral fatigue. Who has make a
mask wearing yeah.
You can say yeah mask near you we no ube baby na fi say wabre. Na the entire basa ne say nipa no say doc ebon so nipa no na adwene say he or she is no longer at risk.
Yeah.
If you say wash mask now for 1 year onya covid. Ti onya ene die na just say mfonyi e twache na adwene say oh many covid eton kwanta apai
me wana covid te otwen
ni bia na otwen te bia na esisi ya bia na obi onya bi kura enya bi nti I was happy when you asked about the booster.
Yeah,
say okay kan some of the studies never out. In fact now we came back a week ago the beam just say after the second shot no you can take off your mask, but a little bit of hesitancy because of the various strains. Time beyond you have to understand say sa strain na ebano sa vaccine bet me dealing with it and you know so what is a new strain aba na be abo second way amesra say ebe ya show mask because you don't know whether it's a new strain you bet me ma be very morbid and as bet me have adwene pentema ye wadwuma na when you abo adwuma koso na afi since last year we've lost a lot of time. And yes aberina for besa ba ebisa you know a slow down and one 18 amabo ba ko anamienu awie no you say ba ko what type and delta na very contagious. And the mesawa sa wo ko krumu you don't lose anything in putting on your mask. Now and also anko ye oyenda ma wonu say unya infection ya pa na je say esan a quarantine will be na and also e be have nti kwame on covid no dey na je say ohana me be si na kwame e be say obe say e be ka mental health issues kakra
me papa ba mpese metie honorable say bia or we be twa to ansa na yaba so hey MP any other comments?
Yeah, kwame Dr. Kase no can about the management. I think generally in the you say buying attitude and the management of this COVID need say about so in fact in America very leading health organizations I can say I single out Ghana has been one of the countries that manage the situation quite well. In fact just recently IMF Article 4 meeting. I'm a member of the finance committee also.
Okay.
During the meeting, they singled out Ghana as one of the countries that managing the COVID issues very well. I mean, it's the not about economy, the impact of COVID no on our fiscal space. No, I'm not some ketwa. It may be out to baby, you feel say when you are COVID, when you are share, and so system no services say no, a little bit tight. COVID no played a very key role. Economy 70% of people are informal. Greater Accra ne Kumasi. About 60% of the revenue. Now shutting it down. You can imagine. Revenue come from now expenditure air cost. If our budget na catch is almost 25 billion fiscal implications. And how do you feel the gap? It's now the implications on us. It's your best. Said the Dr. Ekam, your best because was obibia. Me feel some management they are buying there, but the individual attitudes no. And na SCF. Na ye more aban. Said the beya you bet me solve this problem. Management ya buying ye na femo there. Said the mekan no beginning no on other paper crime you sure so chna. This issue about vaccine procurement Dr. Eke. Buying a secure funding for the next batch of vaccines. In fact, the Health Minister Accra assure say nyame adwan ya by end of July. It's likely say a be beba and now say early August. I better secure the funding for that particular procurement. It's your best. They say the yesterday they say amount for be and follow the protocols na edahon. Dr. Kuma Boaje kasani nyina mask no idea and you say didi agro.
Yeah.
How panya ni mienu kura no a your best. Baby a woku be and try say be nose mask to protect others. You know, come into no say the kwame had the idea ye nam best Ghana for media munkoso more who the rules ya so bibi amoye na mun follow the protocols. In fact, you person best go back to a lockdown. Lockdown say pa say the economy it say pa okay say yes call lucky Accra and Kumasi down. You can imagine.
I know.
You can imagine. Now who ready and ama informal come anywhere here your young brothers and sisters or tons you. One tons you only and to catch and someone got in more near you have to find something for her to eat. And if I know confess can there be you know. It's quite my best. Young person go back to the era lockdown mo BMP and ko say yes re yen na yen follow the protocol so the be yen to that extent now ban so benya na sum bie kakra and the resources kakra aka yen fa manage the situation aka.
In the meantime, Empacho, your Sunday announcement to Makola Market, New Mon area. There's a fire outbreak. Very, very scary. Yes, Ghana National Fire Service. Ye dikan edia to Ghana. Say ye nyanya home pupu ye bia. Yes, Mara say monte ya ye pamcho monko hemai Makola eja atom hopa ben the new mall ye pamcho bibre. Monkonko he am why yes ma prof
yes
empacho sad issue de bia etu sheda na when you be drew he die boboso kakra man ni ntia akoba ne sa mmebunu titru ade ani asam ntia mo hwehwe mu kyese eye o se mekumi ho eye o se mekumi ade asam
yo kwame da say am say yem put you asam within context
yes.
From 2008, in
2008.
Yes. And he study says in various groups, police for home, in fact politicians, nurses, physicians, school for. Now, yadi ba 2008, 17, 18, 19, 20 years. Yema yeni enko. Ye mofra so kakra because na if you see pattern bi partner there if you see hu yen say nkra no a wo mo pe admissions into our schools universities for example so we nya school nipa na adwene nyina ai he unya no wure mu so wi a the challenge in the school also represent a different story altogether and na we yen free hon so a ye hu say mofra o munya they are in a conflictual relationship with their parents they say bia oha na bia akofa efuru oni obi akwanyam ananse bia odu sa stage no of the development so ye ababunu a obese or expressing him as an autonomous person.
Yeah.
Me I can think for myself. And I say, Ubondo, men me wo.
What to me fear?
What me fear? Unto ya he. Na abeye he. Enti I say, ebe share some free. And so there inti ya sense be ba. Na come last year na edit 2 ja de ma Ghana Psychological Association. Yeah, mamu data bi. Make us say yeah, another set of data across the country is ongoing. Now that data na edit 2 ja na chere say. Ghana has offer SHS4 edua emu miensa afi etwe mo no o attempt chere say o sinadwini pese onya obewu na o take o 2 anambo no. And 3 out of 10 JHS the same.
Wow.
Not just say the said the enema si kono say ya hwe ye ma no ekwan a enema ene mu di apre ne said ye obi si hye mo atenka fa ebe ha adwen pa na de tene say obi ejine nkwa free ni nsemu a enipa be 135 ene affect you.
Nipa ba ko jine nkwa free ni nsemu a
135 are affected.
Why?
If we say story no e will rippling effect. Ebi o honoma the way it is published. On the Ghana Hano, we publish the gory pictures. You are yet training among media houses, but still, if you know, if you are to lose no. In the buyer, not the so, not Nipani Hango, not store near detail. I draw no more year, a kind of fast so the account into ASR, none other wanted, especially the print media. Come on, the papers here, the hay.
Yeah,
need television here. So when you're a place I was to I call. But print media idea, what to the code fee? Now, printing will say, as may say yes, no fair doing or yes, and the Kunu. Or the 2 how can we now banafa? Not him. And now, we send me if you have specific drivers be. For example, say, Oba, if you has to say, or you're worried about the image, the relationship, say, make I don't look comely, me home your fair, Obi a humia, as if it's a bema, Obi humia almost reme, come. Nina efole and what they call bullying in school. On see a school near bullying kakra.
Kakra,
no. Say no. Say Obako school na for a bullying no near and wa come as a metal. I'm referring to me bullying at all.
Are they?
And it's because the way as some of them are bullying, no, are very dehumanizing.
Prof, no me no one judging, Papa. Prof, you call for my ya pow.
Coming back, a certain wickedness be about Generation Z. This generation from Generation Z. So Generation Z, you know, the level of wickedness be and now almost sit down on where they found. And I don't forget, this is the first time ever in human history. Ube to me, I share image on certain social spaces.
And can be so say can social media become part of it?
And can social space near who made in cry a walk. But you can be in one school. Now social media, I can say ya chill baby near the you blast across the entire globe. You get depersonalized, you get broken. Now Nippon came for engineering say Nabraba ended because there is what we call in psychology need for regard and need to belong. Need for regard, say. Obi a person obi ebuno akora obi akete kra person obi ebuno because a part of us and I need to belong obi am person e be neto twene enti ye hu say social media space no ye mana e lose their face na they lose their respect na nkrofo yom basa nyina no they are very at risk for sense obey. Not just social media is a major driver. Come we no free honoma. This year, we say you can say in COVID, ye manom ebriani yampa eba report about. Ninse na eba no. A create conflictual relationship between parents and their children. Now the thing say, there are crises in a child's life. The crisis must be seen as a momentous occasion for help. Bribia asemeto ba. Anabi obefa oye ni bana mani bana sa de bia hotu ne for wenti no. As I say ofa sa kwan no na udi bie kwan ma oni akran din komo. But in our culture it's not like that. Ebeka say akra etu no for no wantia okwa antia de. Come so answer me.
Oh yeah.
And most of the time no these ethno-philosophical themes now, and a two-foot, if you say, I'll be you're more consequential in our morality. Consequential, just say, you per se, only be a chat, a such mistake be a wire. But come here, who nipa, instance, and so in study, must say, and yet the beer, they was a trini pound so I did. If it's a such a be who and many panel also pa and to be honoma obey here say women depend wamano support obey here or yawana or femuno na enumu asesa na brabo and to who say when people receive support when they are in trouble it can rather help them to change turn over a new leaf a bomb sa in the bia na say nyame tuaka sa nyame tuaka na the person can come out rather hardened. And in one of our studies, coming for example, Emrantu and Maya almost attempted not almost surviving, their families rather made it difficult for them.
Really?
Yes. I say, number one risk factor for suicide, a history of attempt. And there will be a history of attempt. Now, fear or no. Eto and must be went to succeed. Somebody when also woman a cranny bell. No, there's a baby, where we any say, or the Fiaca Busiano. Oh, I must say, I saw act quickly. We are no free why. Come a relationship, romantic crisis.
Young Qualai.
Hey, now I fall in love, and I'm a Doni, now I want and I say, and no, oh yes, and no, but because Kwame, I will form a failure in some ways. If he says so, who say Oba and Obama be if you say until we be a hell. Just say me person me cry. Of course, me a parent. Me ba
prof me ba.
Na ma me okay. Me ba yes e be hamadwe. Na mumu no I will say me use no as an opportunity to engage a child. That's where I'm heading to. Prof.
Yesu so analyze me misano. Misha mechanic say be from age about 12 to about 19, 20, 21, 22. Say, what's all that romantic day? Hey, now go with your crown. What do you mean? Ain't it at the end you react that way? Is it that Bibia Sasa Nansing?
Yes.
Because Oba Besha so Madame Funono. Na me kai pa me na when you had the baby cup. Also better man you'll be on far down for. Or better man you'll be on far down.
I didn't know far down.
There be or better man you'll be on far down for. Na e be a school.
Okay.
Na vacation wa kwa sa Arabian area besa. O ma me kwa bisa say intinu school kakraka we awukui. When you be a mesa say array. Why didn't we react that way? Say me come home. Me feel say I've been ostracized. I say, again,
Kwame, a lot of things have changed. And then America has said generations.
Yeah.
I want to also Eddie in society. Your generation here, your buyer or generation of Mumi. Kwame, they did kind first and say they learn faster than you were at their age.
Okay.
That's the first thing. Our age now will be our last one woman. And near man now you cannot compare to what he knows now.
Yeah.
The tier being social media a certain virtual space be a to explore now unfortunately for us there is no parent on social media.
There are parents there.
Who are the parents there? The parent on social media, he will not be the parent on social media advising people. Most of the time, you may not be there. Because our generation, no, yes, you may be occasionally going on social media, but and yet your priority. And yes, I want to hold 24/7. No. But they may be a one. And they get socialized by some celebrities who may have their own problems in life. That's where they are. And then other people who may have their own difficulties in life. And then number two. Come here, we feel number three. In fact, anthropologically, you say any na nimdeɛ ɛdɔɔso nimdeɛ no dɔɔso no na yɛfi ase challenge traditional status quo.
Okay.
And these are some...
And I'm saying, you're far back more, Colorado.
Yeah.
So the minimum
Kwame on say na Bible mu. Na mum no sa e kan say road no. It doesn't only refer to Abasa Bay. Kwame animka.
Let be prof more prof analyze more.
The chairman general can say your time no so straighten you. Papa because me time Kwame say shut time down so me a very you ko bobo person obe dware. But
now you stop.
Me future on lashes no next time obe dware. You know, yeah, sometimes
and I agree with you. The challenge is this. About bone punishment no. The amma and your question no making that make our have you. In parent abano. Stress now or no they displace the stress on the children. And he said Najuma say na yere ntam on na yere ntam asaya or the sabu fuo no na de aba emba bonu hwe se me papa bo maba but o mama ma mempra o na make no
I get the
but in corporal punishment Ghana has the highest in the world ya boom mo from mu pra la we hwe baby ya can last let me say last year obi o say ba ko wi enkwan me nua me bi akwan me wi ankwan me wi enam me wi bi oh ma me da na asoro na no ye nyina wi bi
ma prof is it not because a ba could be pen ya tin ya
ni na say ye nkro ni me ma me afa me ba me nsan to dua so amfa sekan entwetwa me nsan na say one for blade antete
ya one off
ebi ye kra towel dry towel me me na is dry towel o de twa ni so na de make up bi afa but in parent abano so we abuse na ekoso na it cannot be punishment. It is abuse. It's violence. So obi ede ne ba nsa ade o se akofa no matwa
na say no a crime
and they crime
but Kwame in those days
and they're extreme
exactly
yeah but Kwame the challenge is this in our time we are recording high numbers of adverse childhood experiences.
Many be or equipping me to say me also Kwame tell that prof in your studio that because he doesn't have equipping parents
so
he's sitting there and talking about female visitors at age 16 who born you by mistake. Tell him Nokus only a prof in him.
Yes, I just say Abba. Oh, the thing is that why you careful like modern parenting, we much say modern parenting dancing general time.
True.
Me meja no a peasant farmer. Enti okwa fu mu ba wia. Enka na bia otenko ganu ya se bo na obo ware. One Indian mo na fu mu ebo komo. Na bia later in the day no obi abeji afuto fe nchan. That is it. But me what here? Look at your parenting now. Look at the demands on you now. Into the stress on you, you are likely to just carry it's a carryover effect. Say Obama ko usho bu ni pochi pa bo go school. Now how was one your trinity out of anger. And you say instead say obeka say maybe you sue punitive measure be a bit me man why overboard no. There are other alternatives. There are parents who are still using canes, but they haven't gone beyond it. Nobody has a problem with them. But the problem is, the general thing, say, encourage do send a whoopera in a year. I don't know say in a year. Oh, Nancy, now coming America, maybe last week, no. Police for the report of Betuja.
Yeah.
Say, usuricides, wife killing.
Wife killing?
Yes, it's on the rise in Ghana. But in Caneno, Obi want to crab back. Why are men killing their wives in Ghana now? Stresses. She say all over the world, all over the world, we are recording high numbers of adverse childhood experiences all over the world. And we believe that parents are visiting their own stresses on their children.
And it's creating problems for your teenagers.
It's creating problems for them.
Now, are we saying, say, a mebunua committee suicide and also kind of simple
abuse come?
Just say parental abuse come
yes.
No me sir.
Come me order tell you ha. I mean just in this data, abofra watna fear why abuse no by parents no or you 2 times likely say obekunu ho asen abofra ya abuse no.
But in Kolom ko ho na say no ayade akosoro. Is it frightening? And I say, yeah, a trend being a market into fin and more.
Oh, come is frightening. The trend now, from the JHS to SHS to university. Now, almost age range now, a stretch between 12 years to about 22, which is the adolescent stage. And it's a stage is the most turbulent in human life transition. If you say, Odusa stage now, they did kind of hormones are hold age more. They tell me any psychology or person expressing or person yeah, I want to be myself. I want to be on my own. And now don't forget, you can say social media are more a certain space there.
Yeah.
Parenting to me. And the other thing I want to say parental neglect. Parental neglect, akra ni parent enya bremano. Omo ni eni nkomo. They be only judgmental. Omo hwe some better ase. The slightest thing na asumbo boom. Sa ways are omo de tete nkra no ene sa neglect no akra officer no or about 3 times likely. Say na akra ono a family a parent na edin komo. Ono edin komo. Kame obi atete ne ba. Ordinary keke. Eni no be show no. Wa no be jai. Na ni keke. Na efe o engage nkra no. Ono nkwa edin komo. Yembisa parent etie yenne. Say how many hours in a week do we allot for our children? It's not there. Because we are busy. We are pursuing our ambitions. We are pursuing sidai, we are pursuing toka, we are pursuing sika, na ne ho hiano, which is not bad. Na mo no ye gusu sane meni nyina na ye ja the next generation ato ho. To come maybe say hada o. Say are we sure says our generation here we can hand our future into their hands? And say we are not making time for them. We are not. And come we are not feeling her. Maka abuse no asem. Come here, I want say in some areas around the world, around Ghana, no, there is a different adultification. Akra no empenye adwuma na yema ye. And no be na bright e kan ha no. Children who find themselves in worst forms of child labor. Or ye mpenyi fu adwuma. O kan be bre nti say na bra bomu no. Wa bre. My study bi na say ya and up in a report na buy out. Now in that study no na ye mamefo a omo about time enyem 7 months. Omo ages between 18 and 29. To come back and say they are still part of the youth of Ghana. Come omo ohwe omo life, omo history. Almost said they were abused when they were younger.
Yeah.
Now, all they share they are also abusing them.
Until they've transferred it.
Yes, into here you can say violence begets violence.
Okay.
The akrana wafa uyendeni abro beberebeni basa yimuno or the bemane ba. Or be bro ne basa. And how often can we let this go on? And yesterday be MYM. And you can lack of parental warmth.
Lack of parental warmth.
Say a cray obey. Come in, maybe no over parents say, behind the bed to could obey on one. We are not affectionate. It's not there. Say, oh, Hagi Akrano. Don't us stroking ourselves on the team. Now I can't sample social reinforcement. That's my boy. That's my son. That's my girl. Come, it's not there. Your parents be a say oba fipa na mo fanu dwane tiger parents hey daddy bo hey but come here you can have a very warm relationship with your child.
Yeah.
Oba girl or GHS oba fi or say I have a crush. Obi or say I didn't crash. Are when accident ko be me come hunani so That's not the way to go. As I want to crash, what is crash? Also, me who be on Jason. I say managing home. Parent be out where.
Oh, me dem me bu fum.
But come here, ebi be catch us say, me catch and say me bonasum. Some of them don't want to hear it at all.
Obviously, some African parents respond to "I love you" with "thank you." So I can say, "Mommy, I love you." Daddy, I love you. Say thank you.
Hey, as well can you see your soul? Okay, say, Daddy, I love you. Say thank you.
Thank you.
I love you too. No one hanging no kakra. Parental lack of parental warmth. Come any ha, ye hand any ha kra. And now come here, say academic problems.
Obviously, tell Professor Safo, what is he saying?
What I'm saying is what is here.
The generation of children today, dear Kwame Itrimudu. Look, the slaps I received from my father, damn. I should have committed suicide long ago, but it has formed and shaped me.
I mean, that was then. Slaps now receiving you. Oh, Papa was be an anoshi. But when you're free, but then there will be the acid a good basso.
How?
Yes, that's the thing. Will be the acid good basso. The young can say the slap and the acid no difference. Boom, minia difference. Kakapa womb. And I was saying, Henny, now, I mean, I'm talking about academic problems. Now, a hano, your home fra, or moncha, SSC, or my Jim Uncle Freemanson. If we say, Bribi, as you feel, parent, assert high standards for them. I was saying, you want to be a doctor. And to one cha, the threat to perform is a big issue for the youngsters. Say, aspiration, obi o parent bi o ha. No person a lawyer. Ana wentwa. Ana o person o move sa aspiration no. No man be walk in that aspiration. It's not fair. Obi to me encourage akra and say, "Oh, you know, na person me law, are you interested?" Yeah man kra no enya a say in the career path. Any choices are on person or more effort. And they don't impose that on them. Tim Cranny be on I say, me share a some time ago in school. I say, me, I'm in school with my parents. When I'm done, it's for them.
Sure.
Yes. I say, no, say, I know TMV, I come once.
TVET.
I say, TVET. I say, names, I know I'm not way. Yes, they be uncle secondary school, no, Branco University. And I say, oh, you about the certificate to come on, must we? Now, I know, say, we are, or technical college no koyedie ono person way no enti ye man bi wo hono they are in school to satisfy the aspirations of their parents. It's a major issue.
Why would they see it say almost school to satisfy the aspirations of their parents?
Because I mean there's an innate desire in every human being to achieve what you feel you can achieve. Ade bi wo akonipe biem enti wo akora no onyine no na wo hwe bia an interest wo me wo ha mo say or machine no at no be say or reassemble akra no e bia no nsa or the baby or engineering we na akra bi hormone no kra panie na niji niema ho
enti adenti na sa lack of sania we ma akola na na adwen say obekuno
because kwame aspirations define personhood. They are open say we no and no na ma utumi hu say mene asomesi mene kwame mene kwadwo mene ama enti ya itaka say nipa eni adwuma say oni worker kwame say na dwene about the meaning of life. If it's a adwuma ye I should show adwene kire say you are living for something each day. So when you adwuma ya is dangerous. Enti na won eni adwuma ye no there is a very strong link between loss of job and a lack of employment and mental health. Because I show adwene kire say obrana ubuno brebi wom you are living for something. You know why you are living. And they say obi an aspiration abe imposed on what they are. Imagine how you feel. You don't feel comfortable.
Kwame Asari says, Kwame, I love you is not African. The reason we don't know how to respond, they should leave us alone. We say and express it differently. And when in our mother tongue, we respond accordingly.
Kwame, I don't agree. Just a traditional. And so come traditions here bad at all. Now traditions be what yeah koye nim no na antiquarian. Aya outdated. Now as I say a sign a Kenya come the way you address it, I can tell you say about 100 years ago your parents were not dressed like that.
No.
Now yes in Shampa Wanko school. Near Bokola. And the question is say Yangusu Mokola na. Maybe there is the global in the local. Send ye kuya nimono. And near Mensesa. Namo dear ancestor no ye fan ni pe woman. Ni pe woman ye fa. Tianka say near man senti sabi etu trust me yokosu here. Ye didi penyifa tem na nkofo ye wi ade no an say ye near man senti. No. Eno no ye. Eno no enye suma pa enye and it must be condemned straight away.
Prof, I mean, so something Kokrokoo Sechiado.
Yo.
Okay. Kokrokoo Sechiado, the Adrian Trebiaba said, Misao. Or say, please ask Prof, is the incidence of cruel punishment of children today just a case of better reporting? Better reporting, one journalist, or the feedback. Better reporting than an actual increase in cases. 30 or 40 years ago, many of those incidents weren't as easily communicated because the means, channels, tools, outlets to broadcast them just didn't exist.
Okay.
Today, anybody can report any incident in their compound house via social media. It doesn't mean it's the first time ever it's happening. To the contrary, parents today appear to have become softer and more tolerant than was the case when they were growing up. I think, sir, I think, this Kokrokoo Sechiado and Adrian Chem. I think that ABIA is softer parents. But I don't know. Looking at your dear Tujan, what do you think? So, one, is it not because you say you're reporting them more? Ain't you know, you're titis and no more? Ain't you know,
come two things. Many opinion as a woman, many are drink.
Okay.
There are portions being so I met him kakra. They did kind of say, no crap, say. The information revolution abasono.
Yeah.
Ama enema bebre aba to the fore. No correct. There's no doubt at all. I mean, we share all across the nations. The computer technology, information technology, social media technology, aba nyinano. Ema enema nkanka na unhuno mo. Now so there is evidence to show. Say enipa kono nimu. Say ya na say some anthropologists ne geneticists ne wonga ehwe nipa suban ne actually say as we evolve no anka suban bi besesa evolution say nipa evolve no ye be so develop say nima bi o ha ye ka me hu say no correct the inclination for depravity no amount of evolution will change it, and the theologians will take it up and say it's because of sin. Bonia edi nipa mu nyanti na nipa tesa. And look at the developed world. I can say, oh, the way more corruption, but the corruption is huge.
Very
in the West as well.
Very
as this place. And I am passe evidence and access to some of these gadgets na emma and yamano cause na mumu no kura want to say that they are occurring. They are occurring in high numbers. Now I won't say.
But is it not because of the reporting styles?
No, in my data, in Ghana, for example, 8 countries, and I share parental abuse, maternal health, child way. You want to say in Ghana, for example, parental or a history of abuse, parental or a community violence womb. They say be a robbery, any idea, and a parental nikunu abuse no. Some parents are likely to abuse member. And again, you will say in Ghana, no, some data no man might be 18 years to about 29. No, 60%, about 60% of them, and it was the highest in all the 8 countries I hear. No? In Ghana, a man or more, after a say 60% of them say they are sexually abused during pregnancy. Again, in the amount only a crown hondo. Until a crana or donna a war honor attachment in equal. because I say and I been say on ntina akwa no ntina ni kunu e punish ne sa obi say ofa for ni kunu say on painting go ingu and also ingu nti oboro sa throughout.
Wow.
Enti who the connection now but who say enye say a report ne nko na mo no people are getting what is the word nkrofo adwene I say wickedness ayakayaka de doso if you say enipa stresses doso and here one major thing and baby so me na ya adwene a message so I say soft parenting come o share generational studies
yeah
say na the traditional 1948 there about 40s no traditional parenting and ebenya the baby boomers and ebenya the generation X and ebenya now we are in the generation Z for no mo ebi mo kire say the way I raise your man this is a parental age obia mpese enkane or how of fame no oyende new amanenyo of fame no ne mba be fame and it's a generation of parents they are overly protective no correct overindulgence hopa and it's a global phenomenon say your man krano they are not exposed to the challenges life present say obranka sabema akrafa challenge mo they are not we protect them.
Prof, if any of you are how much some of my texters are funny. Yes, I mean Bissau say unim near friend Tintin Stars. Tell Professor he should stop the thing he's talking about. Did he ever experience Tintin Stars?
Okay.
It is that light that flashes after a sound slap. it has a way of getting your brain to function according to factory settings.
Hey, that's what they are not sure. Your boss no address you.
Your boss no address you. Yes.
When you about
but Prof, are you saying say 80 coming back to Mebunu Mufra eyo musombi ku omo anaso mbefa omo nkwa no saa niema we nyina eka ho the person me go tie MP so thoughts and sana masaba no arapia but eka ho say ejamu say yemon ba ntia e ko nu ehwemo
kwame nkasa yese mba bi amon bono mo ebi di nkura ni nya
Prof a few and far between but also one jintum
kwame few yeah credit few ya data pa because obeko school bi no ya bo bia ma uhu chese ekuro pa
na say
I teacher for
ebi ani pa ba
ebi ho any parent na saa no bo no omo ete mpotamo nyina say o no de saa na yebo omo na wo bo akra saa kwame obey hardened and the social media no onya access to it why hardened
yeah
obey ankrophobia o meka che ne say wo de wani adiun se hwe me imagine ba o me be ne dem so hwe say conduct disorders oppositional disorders the way I see bro ye mai bi no bro ma say saa na yebo me te me so me bo no me pa che sanete maka say send ye na we address na kura sesa enti niema sesa so why you careful I mean you can create an armed robber from your home I'm telling you
because obey rebellious Prof Minka a few messages na memra honorable na memra na rapia but this one says tell professor that he wasn't that stubborn. That is why he wasn't beaten to get hurt. Those of us who grew up in dangerous places like Efiekuma and Kwesimintum, you would always have cuts after you've been beaten. Edward Ejiri, aka Captain, inside Tardi. Kwame, the most abused children turn out to be violent and criminal. You know that when crime is reported, majority of the culprits come from a particular area whose upbringing is deemed highly disciplined, but they become worse when they grow up. Ya Mensa Kasam. Okay. But I'll leave it. I said, do you remember Lieutenant Colonel Noabo Papanidi? Kwame, when we were kids, you dare not misbehave. You remember when Auntie Joyce I was Secretary for Education, total discipline in our secondary schools. But what do we see today? Child freedom. This is where it has brought us. We are going against the good old book, and these are the results we are reaping. Aqua Johan George. Asante Mampom. Tell Professor in the studio. Good morning, Chairman General. I wrote a love letter to a girl, and a bad day for me it was, found by my teacher. Kwame, I was beaten in front of the whole school. Abdul Rahman, Lakeside Estates. David Bagban. Ask Prof, what about intensifying guidance and counseling in our schools as well as in our churches?
Very good. Yeah.
Just maybe to reduce all these Jomo Pokwase Festus. Kwame, my father used to vent his anger on me because of his failed marriage with my mother. Can you believe this? Abeku in Lashibi. Seiram from Awoshi says, I've personally written and given authority to my kids' school to cane or punish my kids responsibly. Our parents whipped us. They did not pour acid on us. I don't believe some mentally deranged parents or teachers' behavior should warrant this blanket policy. Seiram from Awoshi. Kwame, the emotional stress and abuse that wives give to husbands sometimes results in physical abuse from the husbands. Odeshi Ajabeng in Hacho. I think Professor Osafo is more into Western culture than Ghanaian. If we are to train our children the way he's saying, they will be worse. Gasti man in Brekum. Okay. And then let's see. If people understand this Bible verse, they will wear no matter. Okay, I don't get it. Proverbs. You're talking about the mask wearing. Okay. All right. So some of the messages, if we time and now. Dr. Kumabwaji Oham. Chairman, it's time more education. It is time more education is done. Thank you for the education on your platform this morning. I'm going to first time Achim Ayirebi. Honorable constituency, I want to hear party.
Efija Kwabre North, many Efija Kwabre South, right after Kodie. The constituency started free at Danase. Good.
Yenuma yenim geography of the place no. Obeche say origin being.
Ashanti region.
Ashanti region. Now, in a constituency like that, we sure say Mebunu Bebre.
Yeah, I have about 60 to 70% of the population.
Wow.
At youth. The last census. No.
And then your prof can but answer me to your contribution. Maxwell Kofi Juma. Also, Kwame, there are serious gaps in the training, teaching, and raising of our children by our parents, community schools, and religious institutions. In the past, these gaps were filled by social youth groups like the Boys and Girls Scout, YMWCA, Young Pioneers, Young Brigade and Cadet Corps. Government must, as a matter of urgency, encourage these institutions to flourish, to make up for the reduction of extracurricular activities in the schools. These social engineering efforts will in the end pay off by redirecting the energies of our youth to building a better society. Honorable, why do you enter?
Chama, a topic where the prof area bupa it's my students with lectures.
Okay, but quick one. Dr. Atu Edu Evans, Georgia, say Chairman General, parental separation. Prof Utier, I hope say Minister Kawudi, parental separation, high rate of divorce, mental disorders also contribute to the high incidence of child abuse. But Kweku Sichiado was right. Technology is playing a part in increased dissemination of such abuse in the present than in the past. Ambrose in Tamale says, I always say long ago, when these big men of nowadays were trained by missionaries the hard way, now you people say child rights. Anyway, Ambrose in Tamale. Yes, I'll be too.
Yeah, you know, another number students.
And with you,
but one point, Prof, now we can say, I could have something be 12, 13, 14 because of love. Or that's some 13, 12, 13 years. Now 12, 13 years, Chairman. Love, I could do here to the extent say you want to take your life.
Yes. And so that's where the parental guidance is needed.
Okay.
Akran junimono. Atinkana onyano. Say that Greek word love no. Your wise bibri, your agape, your storge, your eros, your filio. Eros ne be a orte. Eros an infatuation. A normal part of development. Say akrano do honoma. Also fairly sexual. There's nothing wrong with it. The only problem is that one shall now express no prematurely.
Okay.
And the parents no one never tenacity. Now if you watch church and I said the who failing no and your love. This is not a agape no and here we are. But most of us dismiss it. Into Kayana some gum.
But Prof, not Chairman draw attention to certain issues. Me that old. but me, I didn't get some mama the matina say we are talking about sexual issues. We didn't talk, but I dare not do certain things.
Yeah.
Because punishment was there.
Yeah, because I dare not do certain things. And I will come about punishment. Yes, me mama a couple of times. But when me say me but there are certain things that say they're not chairman general. So what you now do girl about at 13, 14. I mean, you dare not do that.
Who born dog?
Yeah, naturally at that time, It's a be as I say, say the old church, some things have changed. Attitude and I say, and the youth na urban or thinking different from when we were growing and when you were growing.
And now more exposure.
Yes.
With social media.
Seriously, some of the things now why would you even take your life?
Yeah.
Yes, at what point?
Yeah.
Will you decide say where the 13 and my boy be a friend or I'm picking? How? It made my question more comfort. At what level and I'll make me take that decision? I don't know. Also, it's very difficult to understand to learn.
General, I mentioned also briefly.
Prof from the Amotias here.
Impulsivity. If I say impulsivity, I can't do some stage now. No reasoning. Said you would me reason no. Yes, and okay. The reasoning is governed by the laws of emotions more than rationality. And I bet you want to say, how? Because when you there are so many connections about senior brate, say failure, bakon, and yes, say what say we are failure, it may not be love, maybe infatuation, or no answer. In terms of can say parental supervision and engagement. Say when you are crying Tennessee. Now, we don't engage them.
Talking about parental engagement, Mrs. Tapenyibi, I was Zurich, I was Switzerland, or say, I have a crush, reminded me of my sweet, sweet father, my pa. Kwame, can you imagine what he said when I first told him I had a crush? He took me in his arms and said, I don't think so. You are infatuated. Kwame, you should see my disappointment that he did not take me serious. Prof, time constraints into I'll just throw one more question in and then we'll wrap up. Not my BT. At this point, yeah, I will for some of us are younger parents, some of you older parents, but yeah, you want men, you with teenage children. What do we do?
Good.
And then under these circumstances. And at this point in their lives, and then a bit me idea how do we engage them, for example?
Comment a few things be maybe say meboso na yina yesia na edi aboa e ho edi kan a maybe say parents ebe hu e wo enkomodi hu ne say there is always the need say ebrea so say yenya bre emayema.
Okay,
the time to engage is now. We have disengaged for a very long time. Come a bit your parent na to autopilot. Enti okoba bia eduane hye fridge mu eya hit na di yewe oba ya akwahye de manwada. Enti we don't engage. Ye ne nkwan ni nkomo. Enti obi first time out say neba boy any obi di nkomo bi e fa oba ho e na shocking no. And at first time out say neba girl or the phone so now some no, I am shocked.
Yeah.
Because there's no engagement. So engagement no honma. I can't be on quite a bachelor or say, Daddy, me, I'm feeling this way. Now watch and say the whole feeling no and yes sanity. And now come engagement no. There is something called disclosures. Disclosures ne say, and you're not your parent, no, you're the past life at time of rano.
Yeah.
But in much say a certain amount of disclosure for your child about your past mistakes and your past successes set the model and the tune for her or for him. Say okay, that is say me we na yefo so pa me bread, these are the consequences. Me nyaya and I won't repeat it. Say be avoid what I went through. But I did this and it was good. We don't engage. And one is that time has come for parental engagement. The second thing, and it's time has come for parents to minimize the conflicts between omo and your mama. And the incaneno, said ye, she share ye to tea, no. Nay be ye, nay be squammy, nay be so you. Yes, sir. Said ye to tea and can 99, Debbie. Minimum in my studies, squammy. Minimum Crawford Ghana, their self-esteem is been broken for life because of the way their parents raised them. Send you see who far. Next time you see independent relating, the regard for himself is broken. Yabonama only confidence in himself again. When you need but a cow, nipa na catch him and say, I'm sorry, but Yabomiama, I lost confidence in myself. Because I mean you know me shikakra.
Until it was an overkill on parents' part.
Taining na ye. And the conflictual relationship. Now me buy a say me to chune, me penny bio, mbese me hunu bio, we have to stop it. Come here. Obia on a bantam enye. OTM no, please go and embrace your child.
How about the issue of drugs? I was idea mofra, and as they say, tramo ebusu hard drugs, and maybe they want to commission.
I want to count about some things to observe quickly. Now I can know.
Okay,
and number 3. I was saying, pass a parent, who say a crown crisis in mua, and say, sa crisis na kwana fam say crisis aye hu pass e mofra fam Ghana ba ko examination failures. It's a big crisis for e mofra no pa. Enti be careful what you say. And I will say misika. We waste me time. And I way akra bone. Me hu ka me kana wo. Unsuya he. What say? Crisis no should be moments for engagement. Now o afutu bi a na wo de ma akra no. Come your mofra bone. I agree. Say akrano subaya borosua. That's why we have psychologists and counselors. About to anamona, let them come in. Ebuapa. And you know, crisis should be opportunities for engagement. It should not be moments of extreme punishment. Now, how may qualify as extreme punishment because you can punish in a way I can't punish.
Okay.
Sometimes we now with holy adibi from a child. Obi say na or car atamane or jikano. It's punishment. Ojikano say this way who say the suba nasasa. Afi they tell on some say yeshan on some say sa neglect in pursuit of ambitions and also yenjai.
I know
Young who parent and say a part of what we want to achieve in life. Okame obi ant say mama you. Now very soon you never who say you did 50 years, 60 years, your man is irresponsible. And you can't straighten it. And they say, oh, say, we see down 20 years. For our man life, come say, down 20, no, we see no. We see responsible children. And to make time and work on the children because come say, oh, my 4. Now I want to tell you more. Now I say, oh, yeah, I'm telling you, say, none of them need to manage it. They will kill themselves. You need to manage the human resource first.
Before any material resource.
Yes, and it's not a material resource. And also, we should.
On that line, we'll be sending me, maybe say a quote from Frederick Douglass. It is easier to build strong children than to repair broken men.
And that's a very good one. I agree with him, Pa.
It is easier to build strong children, than to repair broken men.
I tell you, it's not easy.
Yeah.
It's not easy at all. Because parents not say, na kwano wagensem afi they do want to say as I say if you say tea and mercy come enu hear me pa touching them conversing with them not judging them too critical being too critical and I want him that is an overkill. It's a generalized statement you know correct onimbribi na mo onim ni nyina akra aye exams kwame pass e obey 3 we fail back. That's not the way to go. Come here. You must study the Finland system and then the Scandinavia. Come here. Their system is very interesting. There's a competition in system. Of course, me will be challenge about that anyway. But the source say I must say over the period now parents be aging as a competition so abuse of frano. And the akrano be fear one toss first, second, third, fourth, bono. And my year film, a Caribbean holiday, and in a holiday, no, and it has not destroyed their population. Their youth are engaged. Efe, come one sign we have best quickly make. Now, the use of drugs.
The use of drugs. Okay.
In West Africa, tramol in Nigeria, codeine. It's a serious issue in Nigeria as well. Emranto ano eko konom san ruina. The question is, dent na ono. Come a few things near who back on the say. Edwuma ni huntino. Your money be engaged in wala to wala sa. It requires a lot of energy. Now what do you nyesika kakra? Na omon no mo san ruia. Ema mo feel tired early. Ti obey edwuma ni sa. And number 2, peer, the impact of peers. Oh, no man, they are copet girl. Oh, no man, they are called Yadi. And also, a big issue in West Africa. It's the Obama say, oh, yeah, or tita, or be feel late, or bad, and so I call, or that, and you bring yourself, sorry, no. These are signs for you to begin to look at. Maybe you should drug. Number 2, the school to say, is he doing well in school? Then a teacher can you call the teachers to ask the air course? Number 3, Akrano, baby only casano soon. And na yes I not take, but I'm saying oh casapa, obe so on casa. Something is wrong. Come here, be one why irritated. Only casano on some potable no so no kiki baby. No smash it down no. Something is wrong. And now one na casano. Now a disrespect where he leaves your presence in anger. And also something is wrong. And I say, I can't train one. I say withdrawn. Also there are no question in them. On me chiao. Also Pia on check on her. Or him say or to say, Obefia, you don't care. Oh, is an money pan heno. Something is wrong. The cat on come here, Aquano die something to say. Nightmares. Accra also die. Masunda say. Masuna is a bit that time, but to take him on dreams. Nina sign says something is wrong. Come finally, Ebriamba say we have to begin to help our children manage their emotions. Now, emotional management is a different issue altogether. Every pemono when you may have done a yabber for a bit and no a brand yembe a two to say and robbery near DNA. Emotional management. How do you manage your emotions when you are distressed? Now when injured. How can you talk about disappointment when injured? And so when you them. And so Oma non Traubi. This is something we need to discuss.
Professor Joseph Osafo, Head of Psychology Department, University of Ghana, Legon. I'm saying that school now. I'm a member of Parliament for Ifija Kwabre North. Collins Adomako men's and then the Dika Obaha or see Kwame, me mama help me be school DB. But let us say you are someone to pull.
Me also can say what you so for the past 2-3 weeks, you know. Also we are doing more of the social issues. If we say the die anymore, Kwame the die anymore. Ye man where they are heading to where very am and Kwame yanka omodi answer. Omono afutu ewo somuti. Where our kids are heading towards? Come maybe say say, are we sure? If we are not ready to invest in our children today, we should forget about the future.
Should we continue next week Monday?
We have to.
Yeah, man, who 1 week? Yanko down there, when you politics, no kakra, yanko can some kakra na, and yes, Sambra next week Monday. Which other angles can we look at? Because with data, I'm sure so we and you been here, Prof. We don't know. Yeah, can next week Monday? We don't know. Prof. We don't know. Prof. We don't know. We say honorable professors. Me know I'm not with them. Bakudi Joseph Osafo, Bakudi Kofi Ejekum, and Dr. Bakuso de Kwame Asasante. Obudi say I'm kind of a fair oh na omo lecture wa omo meet you omo chen kolade omo market script
for God and country.
It's next week Monday you mount to
come for God and country.
Say yes we am obeba.
Yes ama.
But
I mean who yame said the baby are
very good topic.
And they are honorable can say the Obi say if we don't help them sleep today, we will not sleep tomorrow.
We will not sleep tomorrow.
And say I'm ya mama nyante asese o man ya hiri o mo ka ho no mo da chinti na hiri man nti se ogu man ya they have no future I was say regular
texter Kwejo Ahodo was Scarborough, UK. I'll say I agree with Professor Safo. Beating our children is not necessary. Yes, we're beating, and what did it really do to us? In the advanced countries, they don't cane kids at school, yet they are the ones doing the great inventions or innovations. Kwame, in the US, there's evidence that black parents in the South beat their children, and that was influenced by the deep slavery in those states in those days. Caning children in schools is totally unnecessary. Kwejo Ahodo, Scarborough, UK. This issue. Larry Dugbe, or a journalist, or say, is Prof considering economic factors in parenting?
Very much.
Sometimes you want to spend quality time with your children, but Charlie, you have to run chasing money to provide for these same children. What do you do? Next week, hopefully we can look at that.
I'm parental stresses. Economic stressor because of copper.
That's why she.
Also, so parent no or bread the amount.
But will they appreciate it?
And they have to. I mean, the days of the discourse, they have to.
Prof, next week Monday we have a date.
We have
Honorable Collins, so it will be interesting to have your thoughts as well. At least we have a date a week from today.
Young men,
there are 60 to 70% here. That's a lot.
Very useful constituency.
And today, the 5th of July, is your birthday. Rosalind Bewa in Kumasi, have a lovely birthday. You share your birthday with Lieutenant General Arnold Kwenu, former General Officer commanding the Ghana Armed Forces, aka Buffalo Soldier. Happy birthday to you, Gbogbo. Lieutenant General Arnold Kwenu. And he says, may he continue to live in grace, good health and happiness, and continue to be a fountain of knowledge. And so best regards, warm wishes to you, Lieutenant General Arnold Kwenu, former GOC, Ghana Armed Forces. And this is from Larry Dogbe to you. And I guess I can write on that also and say, Todia, Afaye now, Mauneirao. And then this one says to Obasima Ifia Adiefe Ufusu at Services Primary School in Bema Camp. You're 8 years old today. I hope you have a lovely birthday. Obasima Ifia Adiefe Ufusu. It's from your dad, Lieutenant Colonel Samuel Kofi Ufusu, retired, and the rest of the family to you. Well, Dr. Jones Opokuwai also shares his thoughts, but we'll come to that maybe next week. Dr. Jones, please keep your thoughts together. Hopefully next week we will take a look at it. And it says, to my daughter, Kezia Safutechi of Trinity School in Dansuman. Happy birthday to you, Kezia Safutechi of Trinity School in Dansuman. It's from your dad, Raymond Safutechi of Ghana Immigration Service. Your mom, Frema, and your brother, Isaac Safutechi, wishing you well. One morning down, many more mornings to go. Still in service to God and country. Thank you all for joining us by ear, voice, text, and eyes. The next news broadcast is at 12. Kofi Kumbilson is next on your radio. Happy birthday to Lisa Nelson at Class Peters Memorial School. It's from your mom, Eunice Coco Rosenberg. From Doris Akoto, KB, Nanaya Brimpong, and Benjamin. A belated one to you, Bridget Asumra Labi at Archfield Academy, Fijai. It's from your parents, Mr. and Mrs. Odoe Labi. And happy birthday, Georgette Bracoa Deborah. It's from your dear husband, Stephen Odoe Labi, to you, Georgette Bracoa Deborah. May your day be blessed. Remember to keep your dreams and hopes alive is all you have. And as always, when you stop to say a prayer, say one for me too. God bless. Good morning.